so long, Tenzin's key points of like double normal. He's just like, I need to kill something. Let's go hunt.
No, he said the line was chew grass and eat ass, and I'm all out of grass, right?
Very good. Alright, so
let's go.
The morning dawns, and you all have descended for breakfast. You kind of are just catching up on the night before, and you've kind of updated each other on, where the key goes exactly, and, this is the layout of the sewer system, and, this is what it looks like. And Rinna is not at the table. And you kind of wait a little while, and Claudius comes downstairs, and Rinna's nowhere to be found.
Where's Rinna? Is she not here?
Yeah, she left.
What?
Yeah, she left.
What do you mean she left?
There's this note. Put it on the table.
Insight!
Oh my god. Everything I said.
I'm just kidding.
Liar, pants on fire.
We read the note.
Yeah, and it is just a note saying that she took a job and she will be back when the job is finished.
She told me she didn't like being bullied by Safine all the time.
If anything, Rinna loved it. I should have charged. Alright then. Well, I guess we're just down this at the plans for a while, but if this is something that she felt like she had to do, then I guess that's fine.
Yeah, I guess she'll just let us know when she's ready to come back, so.
Did she say anything, or...?
I was pretending to be asleep.
Right, there's nothing suspicious about you at all. I'm always, there's no reason for me to be suspicious of that. That's so weird.
I didn't want to talk to her.
It's a shame she's gone. Her knowledge of the area was going to be very helpful.
You still have someone from Giron
How
right
will we get
here.
back to the
Sounds
boat?
I have lots of knowledge.
Tons of odds about crap.
We thought we were gonna go find a dungeon. In reality, we're gonna punch the shit out of each other.
We just fight
Suck.
by it.
Yeah, you too.
I'm not doing that again. I got my ass kicked last time.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you
I was
did.
down like 30 hit points.
So
Know your place, woman.
So you do know that the Opal Fields isn't something that is like an all-day thing. You can't go there in the morning. It's not an afternoon thing. And it has also been roughly 5 days since you've been in Watervale. Do you have anything that you'd like to explore in the town? Do you... I did not get one printed out yet, no.
Can you send one out?
Yeah.
You can just text it to everybody.
Is it like if I wanted to write a letter to like the king?
At the king.
Is that like
Let me
at
in.
the king? If I were to tweet the king,
Please give.
You'd have to ask around to find out how to do that.
who?
You would have to ask around. To
Oh,
find
ask
out.
so it's
Yeah.
like the ground. I guess I'll go around and do that.
Okay. So, it's still like morning-ish. There are people here that are finishing their meals and heading out for the day. You see a couple of groups who are packed up and ready to go earn their wages, however it is that they are. And you can see that there is a woman behind the counter, and she's just peeling some apples.
We're not in the higher level, right? We're in like
You're in the middle.
middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me.
Yes.
If one, hypodermically speaking, wanted to send a letter or gain an audience with the king, is there like a query that you have to put out, or is there a waiting list?
There's certainly a waiting list. So what, is it an urgent audience that you seek?
You could say that. It's, economically speaking, it's kind of important, like the trees and stuff, ban plastic, am I right?
Yes.
My tree.
Are you trying to speak on behalf of the fellows in the Southern Wood.
Okay, ooooh, is that what they're called? Do I know that?
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
Yes.
Okay, hang on.
We're in.
No. Not necessarily.
It's just a personal matter then?
More of like a free agent kind of regard where
Well,
it's important. It's very secretive business, unfortunately. It's classified.
all business is private business. If you write a letter, then I can get it into the hand of one of his guard, and they can get it to him. It takes some time, though. I cannot promise precisely how long it will be before you have an audience with him.
Well, I do appreciate that, and I would love to pen a letter. Is there a better time for me to drop one off?
No, so long as you leave it with me, I can have it on its way as soon as I have the time.
Oh, thank you. What was your name?
Trishella.
Trisha. Oh, that's a nice name. All right. Well, I will return shortly with a letter then.
Thank you. Enjoy your breakfast. I hope everything is up to par as she continues to just core and slice all these apples.
Thank you. And then I forgot, I remember now that I have a boy at the beginning of the episode, so I'm going to make sure that my boy is okay. That way he's not mad at me again.
Okay. Yeah, he's just sitting. Did you take him down to breakfast with you, or is he just up in the room?
Is he a human or is he a dragon?
He was a dragon this morning.
So no, I wouldn't have taken him. I would bring him back up food.
Okay. And so when you get up there, he is just flying, just to various points in the room. And when you see him, as soon as you walk in, he tackles your head.
Good morning, boy.
Mama food.
Yes, I did remember. I'm really sorry.
And he just.
I drop it off him and I pen my little note. Hey, King.
What is it that your letter says?
Word for word. Hey, Brad.
Yes.
I need to pen a letter to gain an audience with the king, but I don't. What do I write?
What do you speak?
Good, great calligraphy. Canon.
All right. You see, I don't really have a king. I don't know how to address him.
You don't have a king?
Not really.
I mean, I
It's
guess
not
we don't
how it
either,
works.
but it's kind of the same.
Yeah. Sort of. It's like it's closer to how you say a pope, maybe? I don't know.
Like a religious figure?
Sort of.
How you say?
How to say? Well, let's start off with Your Majesty. Comma.
Letter writing RPG.
Something about there is a matter of great regard,
Importance.
of great importance, regarding.
The trees.
Well, I want it to be important enough that he expedites the process for us. So if it's just about the trees, then he might not necessarily think it is important enough to
The-
want.
I'm gonna
Evil
just start
shit
writing
trees.
then just make Dear Your Majesty. So the trees are fucked. Why'd you stop talking to Oak? Question mark. Bro. We super need to see you. Reply at your earliest convenience.
XOXO.
Yeah, I've never written to a king
Sorry.
before. Sorry if this is subpar.
Are we sending this
I'm from
as the
Predator.
group? Because I've come up with some names. He's been writing furiously in his book all morning.
Proceed.
So
I
I
like how it was just me and Angrod in our bedroom with our
And now
blanks.
everybody's here.
They just followed
Yeah,
you
just-
duckling style.
Everyone
Yes.
just came upstairs and they were like, what did you do?
So I took the first letters of all of our names, and if you combine them, you could make a word that could represent all of us. So here's what we have: Scrat, Trax, Stark, Krast, Karts, Trask, Arkst,
You do not pick
Rats,
I swear.
C, Karst. That's all I have.
Ratsy.
Is that like high C, but weird?
Yeah, but gross.
I don't see any of those striking fear into the hearts of our
I'm gonna be like, sincerely, Safine, the fuck up from Predators. And then I just quickly seal it. I quickly seal it. And I'm like, well, it's already done now.
Looking Claudius dead in his eyes as you seal the letter.
He just like closes his book and puts it away.
And I'm also
Three
going
buttons
to-
jacket with t-shirt ideas
I
on
don't
it.
know. I'm then going to bring it down back to someone I've already forgotten her name because I didn't. Trishella, and I'm going to give her a gold along with it.
You need specifically a pencil.
I do need. An
And
eraser.
she just is.
It's very, very, very important.
It will get to the king.
Here.
As soon as
Possible.
the letter can move, it will move.
Would another gold help that problem?
No, I will be using this gold to fund the next courier. It will move as quickly as it moves.
Alright. Thank you.
Of course. And she like tucks it into like a stack of a couple other.
Safine like tromps away sadly.
We're at the
What
battle
if-
bay.
Yes.
Tavern, correct? Okay. And you said that was in which tier of the city?
The middle tier.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have the map saved on my phone. I have it saved on my
I pulled it
computer.
up
Oh,
on
okay, cool.
Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
Tamsin would probably what?
Nothing. I was joking. I'm gonna make it up.
Okay. Tamsin is gonna look around the city a little bit, specifically for any temples
Okay.
that he could call friendly.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody wants to wander around the city as well, but Tamsin's gonna wander around.
Would
In the
Tamsin
morning.
tell anyone that he's going out?
Hell no.
Would Tamsin tell
I'm
anyone
going
anything?
to go out and look around the city a little bit.
If a Tempson has a secret,
If anybody wants to
is it really a
join
secret?
me or has anything they want to check out,
Yeah, I'll come.
Really quickly before we all disband, I like the idea of a group name. We could be maybe the Mothers of Dragon. I like that one.
I mean,
The mothers, plural. Moms of dragon, if you will.
Moms of drag.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh
So basically, the mod squad.
Oh! Don't test me,
Yeah.
bro. Don't test me.
Hi,
Mothers of
this
dragon.
look is amazing.
do it.
You look like an
Live it
extra
up.
from Saved by the Bell, but they did a Renaissance fair
That's
episode.
exactly what popped in my mind was Saved by the Bell. That's
I mean,
crazy.
That's
We all
not,
hear some.
not a horrible name. It's probably the best we've come up with so far.
How did you...
I like
Are we
Krast.
gonna be moms of dragon? Are we gonna be the mod squad? Y'all, are we
Yes.
the mod squad? Aw, okay.
We could just be Mod. And then they say, what is Mod? And you say, Mothers of Dragon.
We are the
And they say,
medium
but there are 2 men in your group. And you say, yes.
And then they say, you're too many. I said, we're inclusive, bitch.
So who all is going with Tamsin?
I guess
I'll
go.
join you.
Claudius
I will
is
go.
going. Remember is going.
Shit, it's a family outing. Let's go.
Is everyone going?
We're all going.
We're going to town
And
for the barn
are
racing.
you bringing Fitsum and Hiss?
Let's bring our
Fitson
Yeah.
will come
He
with.
needs some airtime. Wait, is he gonna change into a boy first, though?
You can talk to Hiss. Right now he's still just hanging out in the room in dragon form, and he's gone like throughout your things that are in the room, and he's just accumulated a small
Oh,
pile
great.
that he is like stretched out on,
Well, I'm going to start off with that. You can keep these things because we need them.
and he just yawns.
Right, so anyways,
How many pairs of
do you want to come outside? You have to turn into a boy and have to stay a boy the whole time. We're going shopping.
Well, why I hide so good?
Okay.
And he like tunnels under this pile of just stuff and then sticks his head
So do you
out.
want to stay here then?
No.
Okay, well,
You can just be in your cloak.
you have to stay in the cloak then. Like, you can't come out.
It's okay, I'll be so good. And he like goes and just dives
And
right
I'm
into
only
the hood.
letting you take one thing with you. You can't bring all this shit with you.
And he goes, "It's okay, stay here, cause I'll lose it."
Yeah, you will. Alright, come on, kid.
And you just hear him like scratching as he's trying to get comfortable in your hood.
Say boy.
Okay, and then you are bringing Fitzum.
Yes.
Okay. So that I remember that they exist.
Remember!
So you guys go ahead and you venture out. Make sure that you're marking from the party fund the cost of the inn room.
How much?
How much is that?
Pretty sure it was 45 silver
No.
for the 3 rooms. No, it was 15 silver for the 3
Yeah.
rooms, and that's why I thought 45 because it's 45 a day. 'Cause it's 3 rooms.
Man, I have a lot of personal fund charges recently.
So you guys go
How's our
ahead.
party fund doing? We need to go replenish that shortly.
You guys
okay.
go ahead
Still
and
over 200.
venture out
Or is it just
into
under?
the city, and without Rena, you kind of are just going by what you already know and where you've already been.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I didn't get that map from Professor Knack, did I?
No,
Okay.
not.
So it would be 45 for all of the days that we've had so far? Like 45 total or 45 per day?
Right now, because it's at, I'm pretty sure it's. You know what? I'll go back and I'll re-listen because I've got it written in one of my various notebooks. So I'll go back and listen to.
I know we definitely paid for the first night,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but I know you said we've been there 5 days.
You are. This is now your 5th day, so 4 nights.
Okay, so then we would have 3 nights we'd have to pay for.
Yeah.
For all 3 rooms.
Yeah. So you guys go ahead and you venture out into the middle tier, and it's gotten to the point of the day where they're bustling. Like there's just people hawking different wares from like little stalls that they've popped up here and there. You have the various food sellers who are like getting their all sorts of different things out. You have a man with a giant kettle selling popping corn. You have another person who has dried berries strung up on a chain, and you can see parents buying them for their kids as like necklaces to nibble on as they go throughout their day. And eventually, you do come upon what looks like a small church. It doesn't really have anything outside of it. There's no big marking for Felena. There's no marking of the twin-faced. But what you do notice, Tamsin, is a small knot in the corner of the doorframe. And anyone who wasn't looking for it would very clearly overlook it, but it's very distinctly there.
I will make mental note of that, and then any other attributes about the house. Like I'm gonna, or the church, I'm gonna remember how to get there and
Yeah.
get back and stuff. And then is there anybody visibly there, like out front, or that I
There's
can
no
see?
one out
Okay.
front, but there is a small cemetery, like shooting off from the back of it, and you can see someone working and just tending to the gravestones and the headstones.
Okay.
Is the church open?
Yeah, the door, it's a doorway. It's not like there's no closed door. It's literally just a
Oh,
doorway.
it's just a doorway.
Yeah.
And I can't see anybody inside from where we're at.
Not really. You think you can like kind of hear people moving around and stuff like that, but it's not like this is a huge sprawling. It's a small building.
I would like to go in.
Okay.
Tamsin's gonna see Remember going in.
Mm-hmm.
Tamsin's gonna follow.
So remember, you kind of have to like duck your head a little bit as you go in, but once you're inside, it looks more like a very warm house. There is a fireplace set off into the far wall that has a kettle of something boiling over the fire, and there are two younger men who are tending to the fire and kind of bickering over what they're going to add to it. And it's a younger woman who approaches you, and she appears to be a half-elf. Her ears are actually smaller than even Safine's are, and as she approaches you, she just bows a little bit and, may I help you?
I was interested in looking at your temple.
Well, this is hardly a temple, but you are free to explore as you see fit.
This is for Polina.
No, not at all.
There
What?
are the markings outside. It's not for Polina?
No, we are not a church of Felena. That would be in a higher tier.
My mistake. And she walks out.
And she just bows after, remember?
So Tenz's gonna stay. And he's gonna properly bow.
And she beams as you bow, and
Oh, hello. Are you visiting?
Yes, for a period of time. I was looking for a place where I could find information or perhaps pass information along.
Well, unfortunately, fate has not seen fit for us to be a hub of information, but whatever you see fit to leave with us, we will be happy to pass along.
Do I notice Branch?
no, you don't.
No,
No,
okay.
she just she looks eager enough that you think she might be new. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay. And the other two?
The other two, similar, like they're a bit too enthusiastic about exactly what's going to happen with dinner.
Gotcha. Hey, please excuse me, let me introduce myself. My name is Tenzin. I originally from Adgord,
Oh.
but been traveling quite a bit.
That is very far. You came here from Outgord.
Well, fate has brought me a long way. I'm actually traveling with a group. The lady you saw was one of them.
I see.
Fate has brought me here, and I was just wondering if you had any advice or could give any insight on getting a presence with the king.
If fate sees any reason for you to speak with the king, then you would speak with the king?
Yes, that is correct. But perhaps fate would have provided you a message, and that is all that I am checking.
Oh, let me speak with someone.
And she bows again and rushes off.
Check in the back.
And you hear her in a almost low voice. No, he wants to speak with the, but he has to speak with the king. And then an older woman comes out, and she has similar features. You think that they might be related somehow, maybe an aunt or something like that. And the woman comes along, and she bows and, hello, I am Ava. I am the hand of this temple. You wish to seek an audience with the king with us?
Well, I believe it is what fate desires. As my party and I, it's a very long story, and I could go into it, but I believe the next step and what fate wants is for us to speak with the king, so I didn't know if perhaps there was some information here waiting for me.
No, I apologize. Fate has not spoken to me in that way, but I can look for threads.
Well, that is more than I could ask. I appreciate that.
And what was it you said your name was?
Temzin.
Temzin. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Temzin, and I pray that fate will cross our paths again.
Yes, I appreciate it.
We do not have a very large presence here, but you are free to come and train or meditate as you see fit.
I appreciate that. Are there any other temples in the city?
Not in Watervale, no. We have been largely pushed out. Apparently, fate has decided to lead us down other paths.
Yes, well, it is as fate desires. So, I thank you for your help. I will probably be back, if fate allows it, to do some training. while I'm
And
here.
if a thread should find its way to me, then I will have one of the fingers speak with you.
I appreciate it. So Tenzin will just bow and then
New
he's
name.
gonna head out and catch up with them.
I want to talk to the grave man.
They got a bang.
You
went off into the graveyard.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember seeing a graveyard before.
Comes in that land, you're going, bang.
No, she wouldn't. Yeah, no, I remember never seeing a graveyard before. So she's like,
When I seen her head towards the graveyard?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tenzin would probably go meet her out at the graveyard.
I'm going to look for any place they sell flowers.
Oh.
I take it back. She gonna bang.
Yeah,
we will definitely go to that.
Our only fucking lead, we've got 3 leads. Safine sent a really weird cryptic Unabomber letter to the king.
No, I didn't.
Tenzin
It wasn't
Tenzin
Unabomber.
asked his
Sorry.
spooky friends to help him out. And Angerod has a booty call with somebody who could potentially get us invited to court. This is going great.
Based off that letter I sent, I guess we already have a court date.
So, you, Tamsin, as you're leaving, you see Remember has wandered into the cemetery. Now, the cemetery is not very big. There's maybe 3 dozen headstones. And you can see that there is a young human man with blonde hair who is just kind of going up to each and every one, and he's dusting them off, and he's plucking out weeds that are around them. A couple of them he has like a little bowl of water and he's cleaning off the names. 1 or 2 you actually watch as he takes a small knife and recarves the name that's in the headstone.
What are you doing?
Oh, hello. I'm tending the graves.
Graves?
Yes, the resting places of these dead.
Tenzin's gonna walk up.
And I'm gonna walk up as well.
Remember, like,
What are you doing there?
takes a stronger stance, and she's like, "What do you mean?"
Have you never seen a grave before, Remember?
Did you put bodies in the ground?
Yes.
She fucking books it to the other side of the graveyard and is standing across the fence. What do you mean you put bodies in the ground?
When
America, I don't understand.
well, why are you over there?
You put bodies in the ground.
Yes.
It's
I don't.
a way of honoring the dead, Remember?
What is honor?
Sorry. I don't understand. Why did you put them in the ground?
Well, when someone dies and they are no more, then you put their body into the earth from whence it came.
And everyone's okay with this.
Well, some people put them into crypts, which I wouldn't build a house for a dead person, but fate decides that some people get houses when they die.
I yell back over. So, like, we do that in Tardodith, but sometimes we just chuck them off the mountain.
Be free.
So.
And he looks at what? I apologize, miss, for what do you do with your dead?
You burn them so they can't be eaten or raised.
Ah,
Alrighty.
Some people
that
do
second
that.
part happens
too.
frequently, actually, now that you say that.
Yeah, why the fuck would you put them in the ground? What happens if a necromancer walks through here?
You remove the heart.
What is this?
I don't know.
Saved by the Bell references everywhere. Hold up. You mean to tell me that?
I don't understand. Okay, hold on. Wait.
This is consecrated ground. A necromancer would not raise these bodies. Unless fate decided a necromancer would raise these bodies. I really have to ask Ava about that.
You know when you're reformed and you're having issues with theology?
I don't understand. Okay, so what you're telling me right now is that you use land to bury the bodies of the dead. So they are not released back to the sky, and they could potentially be erased by a necromancer.
Potentially, I suppose. But if you look here, and he's like trying to show you, but the headstones are in the way, and he's like gesturing for you to like move around the fence a little bit here and there, and you can see that he has small saplings growing in the middle of some of these graves, and he seems quite proud of them. And well, when the body returns to the earth, then after a certain period of time, usually after mourning is over, then we plant a tree, and usually they are fruit-bearing trees, and that way it just sort of...
Alright, hold on. So what you mean to tell me is that you're using land to bury your dead.
Yes.
You're putting...
Right now, you're dead.
Stop me if I'm getting something wrong here. You're putting a tree on top of their body, and you purposefully make it a tree that will bear fruit that you can eat. You eat dead people fruit.
They grow very nicely. I don't think they do this everywhere, but it's the nature of Giron.
This is fucking worse than
the
it
corpse
tasteth.
feeds the
This is fucking
tree.
worse than it tasteth.
Are you ready to go yet?
Perhaps we should leave.
Thank you for the information. I'm never coming back here again.
You're
Bye.
fine. You're
Please
fine.
excuse my friends,
You're
and
fine.
Tamsin's gonna bow appropriately.
And he like bows in return. He still looks really confused.
Sophie like fake hand gestures and then is like, Enchante.
So
Noob, straight up noob.
yeah, he's
No markings or anything. Okay.
he's very new.
Okay.
Poor boy.
It seems like pretty much anyone here
Everyone
working
cares.
under this hand, they're all fairly new to the game.
Okay. So that you. Oh wait, you did say that was like a Quranian thing.
Yeah,
Trees. Okay.
yeah. They specifically in Euron will
Right.
plant their dead, and then after a period of time, they
They plant a tree.
Bring
yeah.
out your dead.
They don't usually refer to it as burying their
Yeah.
dead. They refer to it as planting their dead.
I want you to know
I love my lord.
I want you to know that I almost spit out my Red Bull when they were like, you're eating dead people.
So
people.
Angeron, you watch them go into this church, this very small church, and so you kind of keep in mind where they are as you wander about looking for merchant selling flowers, and you don't necessarily find like a store, but you do find a small cart that is just overflowing with like buckets of different flowers, and none of them seem particularly exotic, but they are very colorful and very bright and very vibrant.
Okay.
And there are two people running this stall. It looks like very likely twins, and it is a man and a woman who are just like, they're not even necessarily talking. Like, one will look at something and the other just kind of nods, and that's how they're
trouble.
making it down.
Looking around at the flowers, do I see that they have violets and like salmon-colored roses?
They definitely have roses. They have some white and some red. And they do have a few small pots of violets, but they're very, very small. Most of what they have are like daisies and carnations and things that just grow in abundance and are just like heaps of them.
My carnation flower theory is not as good as divine flower theory. So I'll just try and find like a good bundle, good bunch. Good morning. I just have a quick question for you. Do you happen to deliver these flowers?
And the gentleman looks up and he has arms full of daisies and he's, we can deliver them any which way you please.
Wonderful. I have a special person I would like you to deliver them to. She recently helped me with
me some of this. A lot of this. Well, you know, a little
The
bit.
point is, I want her to feel quite special. So I would like this bouquet put together, and then if you could deliver it to her for me, that would be quite likely.
Absolutely, we can do that. It's 2 silver for a courier. And which flowers is it you were wanting?
Well,
What if the different flower prices written down? That is a new level of commitment.
I literally
Dedication.
have a list called typical costs.
Good.
that's
That
hilarious.
includes flowers.
You do not have quite the ones that I was looking for when I approached. Let's just go with the simple and classic. Let's go with red roses for now.
Very well, and how many is it that you'll be wanting? As he turns and he kind of sets the daisies down in a bucket, and the other woman there is like, those don't go. Oh, you're with someone. Carry on, and then she continues what she's doing, and he starts plucking out a couple roses.
A dozen.
Very well, and he plucks out a dozen and wraps them in tissue paper and ties it off with a little ribbon. It's going to be 7 silver for the roses, and then another 2 for the courier fee, so 9 silver in all.
Okay, no worries.
And where is it you want them sent?
And I'll give him Benevolence's address.
The address.
And he looks at it, and he goes very still. Who are these flowers being sent from?
Tell her the name Giselle.
I apologize, miss. I don't. You know what? We don't have any roses to deliver. And he shoves them back in the bucket. Sorry, we don't have.
Deception number 1. Deception roll 1.
Aziza, we have no flowers to deliver to.
I'm sorry.
We don't have any to deliver to Benevolence in the upper tier, right? And
Is
she
your problem with this personal or just because of the tier? I don't understand what.
and the woman there straightens and she's, you're trying to send flowers where?
I have a lady that I would like to make feel special, Benevolence, in the upper tier.
And these flowers, they're on behalf of you?
Yes.
I do apologize. This lady's particular patron is quite insistent that she receive no other deliveries but his own.
Yo, you gotta bust her out of this relationship, dog. We out here.
Do
Toxic
you happen to
AU.
know, I didn't catch it when I was with her, but what is that patron's name?
And they both kind of look at each other. You know, really, that's,
Tell me her patron's name.
I'm sorry, what did you say your name was?
As you are no longer sending my flowers, I don't think it matters anymore.
Hell yeah.
Where's my...
Hold
on. You're good. It was on last time.
This is getting sketchier.
Hey, how do y'all feel about adopting a stray?
We've done it already.
We surely have.
Sophie,
Oh, wait.
say her classic line. We've got now.
Claudia.
Sophie.
He literally does
Waves.
that.
He waves.
And so Aziza and her
I'm
brother... Huh?
He's I'm sorry.
That's what I keep thinking of.
You don't know who that is, do you? It's okay.
The season.
Continue.
Well, oh, he's the guy from Parks and Rec, correct?
All right.
But I thought it was just Aziza, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
So anyway, so Aziza and her brother look at each other and well, Mr. Amosk is her patron, and he tends to be a bit, well, territorial.
Ew. He's another
Has
one
he had
from-
many beneficiaries before?
He has a few, but he keeps them well funded, and their careers go the way that they would like. So we would just rather not step on his toes.
Can you give me the names of the new visa beneficiaries?
No, I'm sorry. This is. What did you say your name
I'm sorry,
was?
did I phrase that like a question?
Oh shit!
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
Oh,
Get him! Get him!
Do I look like someone to be missed?
Also, can you spell?
16.
You went off by
hold
yourself,
on.
didn't you?
19. I mean, unless somebody says they're coming with me. You guys are in the cemetery right now.
Yeah, they were in the cemetery.
That's a good roll.
And so she steps closer as her brother like starts looking around quite nervously. Look, this. Why do you want to know his other Why do you want to know his other beneficiaries? There's really.
You have inconvenienced me more than I can possibly say this morning. You have told me that you could do something for me, and then told me that you could not do something for me. It has been incredibly inconvenient to this, and all I'm asking of you is some information to
Hang
replace
around
me
with
from
a
it.
white mom
I can
status.
give you
Ask
the
for the
names,
manager.
If
Dare
someone
you.
finds out that I'm making trouble for Mr. Amos, I could very well lose my own business.
I am discreet. It will not come back to you.
This city has many eyes and many ears. And she very quickly like scribbles something down and passes it to you. This did not come from me or my brother. Please, leave us be now.
You will not see me again.
And then she takes a step back and have a lovely day. I'm very sorry we didn't have those flowers for you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey y'all, our wizard just fucked up an intimidation check. Hell yeah!
And the list that she gives you says Benevolence, Bernard, Tabitha, and Raylos.
I thought she was the
Claudius.
inn owner.
No. That was Trishella was one of them. That was the woman you spoke to this morning.
Is Raylos the Ray Carlo?
Do I recognize any of those names just from having
No,
heard?
just Benevolence. Also, I will be right back. I'm very sorry.
Good that we missed all of that.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing that didn't get recorded.
Okay.
We're not racist.
So
Our
they-
party's racist.
Yeah, I
So-
walked away at this point.
Okay.
I'm
Okay, but to be fair, that was the plot of Pocahontas too.
Accurate.
Did
They were
you-
like, here's a bear. Here's a Native American woman.
And did you
Wow.
did you walk back towards the church or okay?
So we all meet up.
Yeah. So and where was Claudius through this?
He was at the grave, watching
Okay.
her freak out over a grave.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Chuckles to self.
Y'all, you got
Everybody
a big
was
storm
chuckling.
coming when we get to Brilliant.
Okay.
It's just
So you
Scotland.
guys go ahead
It's
and
just Scotland.
you kind of reconvene. Remember's like in the middle of the road, still staring off into the distance in the direction of the graveyard. And there you go.
We should find bounty board, perhaps in a market or somewhere.
How will we do this without the metaphysical, though?
You know, we just play it by ear and see what happens.
Or we get outside of the city.
Depends on the job we take.
To the bounty board!
There is a job. So we're gonna try and find a bounty board.
Okay. So you kind of just start wandering around. So you kind of just start wandering around and you ask here and there, like, oh, hey, like, who has the bounties and who keeps the bounties? And, like, people laugh. And are like, what the hell are you talking about? And then, like, kind of go on their way. But you quickly come to realize that people are getting jobs. They're just not going up to, like, a board where they're posted. You can see that there is a man who is, he's got a small sign, and it just says, like, goblins attacking farm out west, like, this is how it, and it's literally just people who are going out saying, I've got, like, I need help, and people are rushing up to them. You see small groups of what are very likely adventurers or maybe even thrill seekers for the ones whose clothes are a little too nice to be doing that kind of work. and they go off to talk in various taverns and inn rooms.
Is one of these people holding up a sign named Craig? And does he have a list of things that has to
See yourself out right now.
And
Angie will also do.
Is there anything interesting looking?
You don't see anything.
You're not interested, but
You don't see anything necessarily worth your while. Some jobs seem fairly cheap. Some seem like they're just a far-fetched way to like get someone out somewhere. But then you actually see what looks like a king's guard who has, strangely enough, a small flag. And he's just standing next to this flag, and he's scribbling something down in a small leather-bound book. And a couple people approach him, and you can't overhear what's said, but a few of them quickly shake their heads and run off.
That sounds like the job for
Is
us.
it around noon?
Excuse me, sir.
Is it around noon?
Not quite.
Still pretty early.
It's still like mid-morning.
Gesundheit, I have a question.
I approach the man.
I approach as well.
I approach the man in third.
And so
Slowly follow.
And so you guys go ahead and you approach this king's guard just as two other people are stomping away, and they have their hands on the hilt of their swords, and fuck you mean a green hag, as he goes off. And the king's guard looks up at you all as you approach, and I suppose you're here about the job then, as he just gestures to the flag.
Yeah, we're interested in hearing about the job, what it is,
a
the
small
pay.
flag, or is it a large flag? Is it like a small one?
It's definitely more of a banner than a flag.
A standard.
I wanted it to be one of those small ones.
It's just shoved between the cobblestones, and it seems like this is how official jobs are given out.
Wanna die for your country? Sign up here.
Yes, it's not necessarily clean work, but we were tasked with ridding the lower sewers of a green hag, and now there's no way that it's possibly a hag, so we're only willing to pay 40 gold for it.
What?
But I'm also willing to put in a good word.
With whom?
With my higher-ups. If you're looking for work in the long term, then...
And if it is actually a hag?
Yes.
Then if it's actually a hag, then we'll probably have to send in more men, because hags run in covens.
But hypodermically speaking, if we were to bring you back proof,
Hypo what?
if we were to bring back a hag, how much would you pay us?
It would be 40 gold and a good word.
Ugh.
You
That's
said
some
if
bullshit.
it wasn't really a hag.
I said that it's probably not one.
But if it was, that's the whole point. If it was a hag, we brought it back, and we were like, oh, it's a hag.
Do you want the job or not?
I want answers, is what I want.
Yeah, we'll just take the job.
I like your friend here.
It's more than I can say for you.
I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to delegate work. But what did you say your name was?
Please, I'm not here with
Charles.
my friends. I'm here to date the bachelor.
Charles, and he scribbles your name down. Nice to meet you. I'm Henry. So, yeah, it's
Henry.
Lower end of the sewers. Supposedly, there's a green hag that's been upsetting some of the neighborhood, but I'm sure it's really nothing, and it's going to amount to nothing. All we need you to do is do a sweep of the place, come back and tell us that it's clear, and that'll be fine. There's a torch on the second post, as he's and he starts scribbling up this small map, and he's like, there's a torch on the second post. All you have to do is light it to prove that you've been down there. It might take you about an hour from entrance to the torch, so an hour's work, 2 hours work, really, for 40 gold and a good word.
Now I hope that we don't find a hag, because it's only going to be worth $40 anyways.
Dollars?
Gold. Sorry, it's a Turner King euphemism. Canon.
Do you happen to have any other jobs, or know of any other jobs?
This is what I've got. If you can do this for me, then it frees my day up to go do something actually worthwhile.
Well, perhaps, hopefully our days have something worthwhile as well. Tez is gonna start heading towards the sewers.
Do you know where the sewer entrance is?
Yup.
They'll get the map. Everybody get the map. Tez is usually the one who gets the map.
I grabbed the map.
Okay, and so he hands it to you, and the entrance to the sewer that he's given you is different than the one that you were given. And this one is literally just labeled like the sewer entrance here, and this is how big it is, and that's literally it. And it just says light second post return.
That's all you have to do?
Make sure there's
I mean,
no
listen,
hands that are green.
It's not the highest paying
Red
job, but
ones.
he said it'll open up opportunities, and if we're stuck in the city,
It's like multi-level marketing. I got you. Let's go.
I love Pampered Chef. Let's do this.
Alright, so we head towards the sewers. Side note, do we see of any way where this map of sewers could lead to the
It
map of
definitely
sewers we have?
it definitely connects
nice.
to the one that you have.
We're on that.
Okay. Where did I put? Now, Claudius would be familiar somewhat with the lower tier. At least he would be familiar with the living conditions of the lower tier. And unlike what you guys encountered previously when you went into the other area of the sewer, this is in a much more densely populated neighborhood. You can see a well here and there, but mostly it's just houses packed in as tightly as they can. The streets here, the cobbles are kind of loose, missing in places. The clacks definitely aren't as well kept. And as you approach the entrance of the sewer, you can see that there is this little boy who is just like peeking into the sewer. He's not going in, but he's definitely like looking as far as he possibly can.
Watch your gold, everyone. We're in the lower city.
What you doing there?
Oh, I was gonna use down
Nothing! I'm doing. Oh, hello.
Hi.
And he just was.
Interested
Is that
in the
Timmy?
sewers?
No, it's not Timmy.
It's
the little
Lemmy.
boy.
Ricky.
Interested in the sewers, are you?
Lemmy.
Well, I heard that the people in the upper tier, they tend to drop money down there. They just don't even care about it. And he like goes and peeks again.
Huh.
They do.
Well, we're about to go in there. So tell you what, if I find that's true, I'll let you know.
Oh, okay. Be careful of the lady.
What do you know about the lady?
The painted lady.
Well, Mama says that she comes and she takes you when you're bad.
Oh, good.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Snatch you
Don't be
up.
bad.
Do
Eat
you
you up.
know anything else about the lady?
She be hiding in your windows.
No, Mama says that her hair is made of rotten fingers.
Well,
He looks over it. He looks over it, remember? And he's, yeah, it's really
I'm
bad.
probably not that much taller than him, right?
No.
I figured. Well, to tell you the truth, we're actually here to perhaps handle that problem and get rid of the nasty lady. So,
Are you gonna
Let you
are you
know.
gonna cut off her hair fingers?
Lemmy, no.
What?
Might make a good
Hopefully
snack.
we'll take care of the problem.
Lemmy, please.
I have a question for you. What would you do if you found a silver piece? What would you do with it?
I'd spend it?
On?
Gosh, I don't know. Candy. I'd buy all the candy sticks.
Wrong answer.
There's a right one?
Flips him a bronze.
He's, oh, I can buy one candy stick.
Right.
And he's like, thanks, lady! And he just goes tearing away from the sewer.
Sweet baby.
I was going to give him a gold. Okay.
Oh!
You heard I was going to give him the silver to see what he did with them. I'm like, man, candy will make you sick.
She's the gal who does
She's a mother.
drugs.
She's a mother.
She cares about children, not herself.
Oh.
All right. Should we get on with it then?
I just wanted noted for the record, this is a new dress, and this is going to be
We
gross.
should have changed
Yeah,
before we
that's-
went
I
on an
know, we were already here.
Dumb punchy.
I'm going to be using prestidigitation.
Also, did anyone else hear that her hair
Pack
is
up
made
your
of
skirt.
fingers?
Her fingers are made of hair?
Yeah, something about that.
Oh, what if our fingers are made of hair and our hair is made of fingers? That was
No!
atrocious.
Was
Don't
I hallucinating
do
someone
that,
saying that they
please.
put kobolds in the sewer?
That is actually very true. Claudius and I can both attest to that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So we should probably be careful of that as well.
Are we allowed to kill them?
Oh,
They
are there
attack
guard
us?
dogs?
Yeah, they're put down there.
Side note, DM, I only had silver, so the kid got a silver, not a bronze.
Cool. He was delighted and probably screeching a lot.
Shall we? And I open the door.
Stealthily, we enter into the sewers.
Stealthily.
I don't like it!
Someday we're going to fight something fun, like a wyvern or some shit.
That's
Doesn't sound
different
fun.
idea of fun.
If we're lucky,
Yeah, well,
though,
they only breathe fire. They don't have hair that's made out of rotting fingers, which apparently is what this place does, and I wonder why that happens when they're sticking all their dead bodies in the ground. That doesn't make any sense.
I
Sometimes
love
they come
zombies.
Alright. You
just
said that
saying, where did
you're
she get those
going
fingers from?
stealthily?
yes.
Go ahead
She
and
stole
roll.
them, the children.
Go ahead and roll stealth with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
You're looking at
Me?
This is gonna go great.
You are with a group who is wearing
Can
metal
I-
armor.
Can I go out in front of them to like
You
look?
you don't have dark vision, do you?
Not active. No.
I don't know if that was a group stealth roll, but my first roll was a 20. So.
Ooh.
That was a nat 20?
It was a nat 20.
She can roll.
Fucking
Wow.
terrified of this hack.
She's on the lookout.
She
I
wants to
mean-
be heard by nothing. No, go ahead and roll at disadvantage.
Okay. Well,
And Claudius, I need you to make a wisdom save.
Save?
Yeah.
Oh,
13.
PTSD.
13.
Yeah, you're relatively quiet,
Mine
but
was a
you can't
21.
see very well, so it's really impeding your movement.
10.
You are going to have disadvantage on. You're going to have disadvantage on your attacks while you're down here this time. Last time it freaked you out enough that you were pretty unnerved going into it a second time, and so you're gonna.
Does it show?
That's up to you. But right now you have disadvantage on attacks.
Doesn't show.
Okay.
I want to perception check.
Cool as a cucumber. Yep. Go ahead and do a perception check.
Can I have advantage because I know what it looks like when somebody's dealing with that?
I would say no, just because Remember doesn't know to even be really like looking for that. You can do a straight perception check on your surroundings, and if it's high enough, then you catch on that he's covering something up.
Ooh, that's gonna be I don't even know what her perception modifier is, but the nat roll was a 6. So,
Okay.
no.
Right. Remember is having a hard time just because of the cramped interior. And I don't know that Remember's even seen a sewer before. Like this place
this shit out now.
this place is disgusting. Like especially in the lower tiers. Like this is all the filth trickling down.
My bully
So
is in here.
there's just slick mold up along the walls. Fitsum even kind of like huffs a couple of times as
Should've made
he
sure to leave me on.
pads along behind the group because there's just black mold on the walls. There's something dripping that sounds a little too heavy. Like it's and the water flowing down between these two raised stone platforms is just black. You cannot see
Nice.
into the water.
I position myself near the back of the group.
Okay.
Who in the group has dark vision?
It is surely not I.
Okay, people with dark vision have to lead us.
We're the squishy
Yeah, well, we can't be turning lights on in here and get noticed.
Oh. We can't?